Cuck Schumer is so unpopular that he is now the most unpopular Senate Democratic leader in history. For as long as we've been keeping track of it, he is the worst. I think it's like -4% or some shit. Thank you for the $5, which I don't even understand. How do you have -4% approval? What do you got, fucking ghosts in purgatory going, I like Chuck Schumer? And like, they don't really count because, you know, they can't actually grab the pen to vote. You know, I don't know, but Chuck Schumer, as we all know, he capitulated, he bent the fucking knee, and it wasn't just him, it was also 8 other goddamn fucking traitors. But what we're watching in real time, my fellow comrades, is the average liberal is abandoning the Democrat establishment, and it is a truly, truly beautiful thing to see. I saw this meme, and it really made me laugh. Let me like it. Let me like it. But leftists watching normie libs flame Chuck Schumer right now because, guys, I've said this a million times before. To be a socialist, to be progressive, to be a leftist, and also to just be a realist is to be 6 months early. That's really all it is. About 6 months to a year. It's to read the writing on the wall and go, oh, I don't think the Democrat establishment supports us. And then everybody screams and yells at you and say, oh, you're Democrat infighting. It's the left chewing the left's legs off, right? And then 6 months later, when the Democrat Party betrays the voters, they're like, fuck, man. Fuck, you were right. The Democrat Party doesn't represent us. What are you, DSA, Democratic Socialists of America? And we go, yeah. And then a couple hundred or a couple thousand libs turn into socialists. This is what it is. We're watching it happen in real time. We are building up motion. We are building up momentum. And I do want to remind you to join your local DSA. You do have a local DSA. You could find out. Zoran Mamdani's in the fucking DSA. I'm in the fucking DSA. I'm pretty sure AOC is endorsed by the DSA. Bernie's endorsed by the DSA. The DSA is the future of the Democrat Party. That's it. So there's a whole bunch of these memes. I got a lot of stuff queued up for you. Today's video is really just going to be all about how Chuck Schumer is getting literally bodied. What did Kyle say here? Yeah. Yup. No, this is exactly what's going on. Let me repost that too. Repost. That is exactly what's going on. This is why I've said before, I think that the reason why I have growth, you know, like I'm relatively growing in popularity, is not because I'm like some fucking Lisan al-Gaib, but it's because the death of decorum happened when we elected a rapist, okay? And the way that I look at politics is like a chessboard, right? And the Republicans decided to take their pawn and move it like a rook. They broke the fucking rules. They said, fuck the rules, fuck decorum. And they moved their pawn like a rook. And Chuck Schumer and AIPAC Shakur, Hakeem Jeffries, and Nancy Pelosi, and all these fucking establishment Dems, they saw that happen. And they said, and they finger wagged. They said, how dare you break the rules? And they moved their pawn regularly, and they tried to play the game the way that it's supposed to be played. And over again, the Republicans, they started moving their rook diagonally. They started moving their pawn straight. They started moving their knight like a bishop. They just violated all the rules. And if you're in the fucking business of winning, play ball. Play ball. And that's what we're seeing right now is libs are fucking pissed. Everybody's fucking pissed. Even the right wing doesn't know what's happening. The right wing is celebrating the left fighting the left because they think it's going to turn Democrat liberal establishment voters into MAGA voters. They couldn't be further from the truth. It's going to turn them into socialists like ourselves. It's going to turn them into progressives. It's going to make them realize there has to be a better alternative. And there is. Comrade, give me some Bella Ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato invasore. Yeah! Sorry. I don't know what's going on with me today. Mao Zedong. Let's get to it. Let's start off with this. Oh, wait, shameless plug. Hi, I'm Chris Valenti. This is the Valenti VOD. This is real independent media. I never had a conversation with an advertiser, a billionaire, or a government. So if you do want to support this channel financially, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can buy merch, like the Democratic Socialist merch, or we've got the Duty Calls merch. We've got all No But You Don't Understand merch. It's all available below. You can click the thanks button down below to donate to me directly. You can click the join button down below to become a member and get access to member-only content and some really cool emotes. And the last thing you could do is become a patron on Patreon. You'll get access to the Patreon-only content. Thank you very much for 130,000 subs and 500,000 followers on Instagram. That's fucking huge. TikTok doesn't matter anymore. That app is fucking dog shit. But thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. You guys are the reason why we have motion. This is your movement. I am just a fucking megaphone. All right, let's get to it. Schumer is now the most unpopular Senate Democratic leader on record, says the poll. So Harry Enten, one of our, do I have him? I think I have him queued up here. Hold on. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Yes. Yes. Harry Enten is one of my favorite guys. He's on CNN. He does the transatlantic accent in the year of our Lord 2025, inshallah, because we're living through fascism. Like, he's using the transatlantic accent from back in the 1920s and the 30s, being like, yeah, see, put up your duke, see? Because it hits hard as fuck. Like, dude, I've done this before. I'm like, my fellow Americans, there's a great scourge that is enveloping our nation. The rise of fascism is upon us. We have masked Gestapo units patrolling our streets, rounding up our migrant neighbors. And I simply cannot have that, my fellow Americans, and I believe you cannot either. He does the same fucking thing. Give me back my frames. He does the same fucking thing on CNN, and it hits hard. My thing is, I don't think he's faking it. I think this is dead ass what he sounds like, which is really funny. Here we go. Give it to me, Harry.
Terrible to quote another Charles Barkley when it comes to Chuck Schumer. Look at this. Least popular Dem Senate leader ever. I looked at all of the polls going all the way back since 1985.
He doesn't say 1985. He says since 1985. What do you... I love this fucking guy. I love this fucking guy.
The one who has the lowest rating among Democrats is, in fact, Chuck Schumer. Look at this. He's underwater with Democrats. His own party, he's underwater. He's at -4 points. That makes him the least popular guy for a Dem Senate leader going all the way.
Yes, because, dude, The Onion had a great fucking article about this where it said it was like, Chuck Schumer saves the Democrat Party from the grips of courage, right? We were almost there. Trump was panicking. And I've got reporting to show you that they were literally panicking. Trump himself was like, fuck, dude. They're like, Republicans are getting killed, metaphorically, because of this shit. And now that it's over, there are staffers within the White House who are literally shitting and giggling, kicking their feet up, calling the Democrat establishment pussies and losers. Verbatim. This is reporting coming from Zateo News that we're going to cover later on in the video. But for now, we got to keep on going.
Right back since the mid-1980s at least.
Do you have a sense of why?
Why?
Oh, why? Why? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because the Democrat establishment has done Dickie McGeezacks, to quote Kyle Kulinski, done fickety fuck all to fight back against a fascist regime that all of us are screaming bloody murder. Brother, they've got a mass Gestapo unit sending people to a fucking concentration camp in El Salvador where they're getting raped. What the fuck are we talking about?
Why? It's because Democrats, they want a fighter.
You see what I'm saying? This motherfucker, put your fucking dukes up. He's hitting fisticuffs. He's using the voice. I know what you're doing, Harry, and I love it. I love what you're fucking doing.
They want a fighter. That's why. Take a look here. Democrats, Dems in Congress do too little to oppose Trump. During the first term, it was just 46% in 2017. That's the percentage of Democrats who said that the Dems in Congress are doing too little to oppose Donald Trump.
Flip.
Look at where we are now.
From 46% to 70, on which I'm calling it 70 because 69 is hilarious. 46% of Democrats thought the Democrat establishment isn't going hard enough on Trump, right? That's less than half. So the majority of Democrats were like, hey, they're putting up a fight. Now, 70% of Democrats say you're not doing enough. That means only 30% of Democrat voters are happy right now. Who the fuck are they? Are they the wine moms? Who the fuck are they?
69%. That is an increase of, get this, 23 points. The super duper majority of Democrats believe that the Democrats in Congress are not doing enough to oppose Donald Trump. And that, of course, is a big huge criticism of Chuck Schumer, and that is why he is underwater.
What are you doing? Harry, what the fuck? Did you just jump? You're on the news. I love it. I do love it. I'm flirting with you, Harry.
Knew you were going to do the dip. All right.
I always do the dip. I need my exercise in the morning.
There has been talks of a challenge to Schumer. What are you saying on that front? Who looks like they're in place to do it?
Okay, so you see this opening slide here, and you see, of course, that Chuck Schumer is underwater with Democrats nationally. But of course, the ultimate way to get Chuck Schumer out of office is...
It's a primary. I mean, the people want AOC to do it. That's probably what's... I haven't watched this yet, but the people want AOC to do it. AOC wants to run for president. She's caught between, what she wants and what the people want. I think she'd be more effective as the, minority leader to set the status quo and allow more wiggle room for real leftist, progressive, communist movements.
To beat him in New York State. So how do New York State Democrats feel about Chuck Schumer? And take a look here, the net favorable among New York Democrats. Chuck Schumer is above water with the Democrats in his home state, but just by 16 points. Look at...
Bro, I'm a New Yorker. Yo, New Yorkers, what the fuck are you thinking? Who the fuck supports Chuck? I think I know who does. Oof, I think I figured it out. They're in Brooklyn.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez running way ahead. If she decides to challenge...
Or I guess you could say they're under Brooklyn?
Chuck Schumer come 2028, she's got a real leg up on the competition. I dare say at this point she would be the favorite to beat him, which would be something that would just blow my mind, even just a few years ago, given that Chuck Schumer, of course, is a New York born bred type of guy.
Yeah, those are incredible.
Look at that, 30 points ahead. My goodness gracious.
That's a lot.
I mean, I think she'd do a lot better as a minority leader, and I told you why. Now, we're going to move on to Trump truth. So here's the thing. This is actually important. I got nothing to show you. I got nothing to show you. I have to burp. Whoa. You're still here. I have nothing to show you on truth, which is big, which is very big, because Donald can't go 24 hours without fucking... without posting. And this is because he's in the Situation Room having a panic meeting with Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, all these fucking people. He's having a panic meeting with them over the Epstein files that are being released, trying to find a way. Hold on, I think Trump is live right now. Trump live, AP News. Trying to find a way to scrub his fucking name out of it. Apparently, Trump is signing executive orders. We'll take a quick look at this. I don't know what this is about. Has he started yet?
David Schweiker, thank you all for being here. Thank you, fellas. Great group. We're also joined by countless distinguished...
Don't care. Fuck you. You're stupid. You're an idiot, and I hate you. But yeah, no, so Donnie's having an emergency meeting in the Situation Room trying to figure out what to do about the Epstein files that are being released. And most likely it's going to end up with, like, his veto power is going to be the only way to prevent it from being released, which is literally solely on him. So if he does veto it, there will be nobody to blame, because the Democrats might have a supermajority where they don't even need any Republicans to flip. And it looks like over 100 Republicans are getting ready to flip on the vote to release the Epstein files. This might actually be the straw that breaks the camel's back in reference to Donald. So we've got some Epstein news, because I was just talking about the Epstein files that I wanted to show you. Thank you for the $5. What are the people saying Zoran's election wasn't a victory because it wasn't far left enough? Those are what I would call like the really annoying, smarmy theory Marxists, right? Like, I'm a fucking socialist. I like the Communist Manifesto. I like Marxism, but like, I'm not going to be shoving the fucking theory down your throat. I understand what the winning strategy is. Zoran is the first step in a very long staircase into that communist utopia that nobody here will live to see. The communist utopia is an end stage. That is hundreds of years down the line. Everything that we are doing is trying to create a better future. You're not going to get to live in it, kid. You're going to get to create it, and you're going to be proud of it. So, speaking of Jeffrey Epstein, we've got some practically concrete evidence that Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent. New. So this is from Dropsite News. Shout out to Dropsite News. An Israeli military intelligence officer, that's Mossad, so I'll rephrase it. New. A Mossad agent lived at Jeffrey Epstein's home in Manhattan on multiple occasions, including while he was an aide to then Israeli Defense Minister Ehud Barak. So, we're not going to go into too much detail about this because this video is primarily about Chuck Schumer, but the president is compromised, okay? He's literally compromised by foreign agents, by foreign assets. And I firmly believe that there's a lot of them embedded in the White House. Listen, I got no evidence of this, but I'm starting to think that Melania might be one of them, considering that, you know, according to Michael Wolff, allegedly the first time that Donald Trump and Melania had sex was on the Lolita Express, which is Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile plane that he used to take to the pedophile island. So I don't know. I'm starting to think things are a lot deeper than we're ever going to find out. I don't know. Anyway, back to Chuck Schumer. So here we got Apex Shakur, also known as Hakeem Jeffries, and he is asked a question by a very quiet reporter. And she asks him, she says, hey, do you still have faith in Chuck Schumer? And do you think he should stay in his position? I'll say her question loud so you can hear it. Or his. A lot of Democrats in your own caucus. A lot of Democrats in your own caucus are suggesting that Schumer is ineffective as a leader. And he should be replaced. Do you view him as effective? And should he keep his position? That is the question. Now, before we let Apex Shakur answer, let me ask you guys. Do you guys think that Chuck Schumer is effective in his position? And should he keep his position? Two questions. The people. I mean, hey, this is a democracy, ain't it? It's two questions. Is he effective? And should he stay? We've got no and no, 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 we've got no and no. Who the fuck thinks he's good at this? He has been good at one thing and only one thing. Giving up, surrendering at the worst possible time. There is nobody who has ever done it better than him. It's almost impressive the way that he manages to get us so close, teetering on the edge of victory, and then goes, I quit. Oh, I'm done. Donald is fucking asleep in the Oval Office, drooling in his shitty fucking diaper, and Chuck Schumer's going, that's it, I quit, I surrender, you got me. He's a fucking pussy. Okay, so we got no one knows. All right, so let's see what Apex Shakur has to say. So, Mr. Hakeem Jeffries, is Chuck Schumer effective, and should he keep his job?
Yes and yes.
Go fuck yourself with a crazy straw. What do you mean, yes and yes? What do you mean, yes and yes? How? What the fuck has he done? We just ended this government shutdown for nothing. For nothing. And as I'm going to show you, Mike Johnson is literally saying, like, no, we ain't giving them diddly shit. We ain't giving them diddly shit. I also want to show you real quick how much, this is Track APAC. You should check this out. This is a list of the people that get money. I want to show you something. So Chuck Schumer has received $1.7 million from APAC. And a lot of these people have received a lot of different amount of money. But I think I found one of the reasons why Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer are such buddy-buddy. So 1.7 for Chuck, 1.7 for Hakeem. That's a little too close in my eyes. It feels like you two were a package deal. It feels like you two are like a duo in RedSec, you know, the Battlefield 6 Battle Royale. It feels like you two are linked at the hip to the point where, what, are you receiving checks one day after the other? Are you guys in the same duo Zoom meetings? Are you guys dropping duos and pulling out dubs? Because that's far too close. I don't believe it. I don't believe that is just a coincidence. So, like I was saying, Chuck Schumer's a pussy. As we know, we've got reporting from Zeteo News. Mehdi Hassan tweeted this out. Get this. This is from Zeteo News from inside of the White House. The Trump White House, for its part, is cackling, sometimes literally, about the turn of events. 2 White House officials and 2 other Trump advisors could barely contain their giddiness when asked by Zeteo about the latest instance of the Democrat elite capitulating to Trump. Multiple Trump aides and allies kept gratuitously using terms such as losers and pussies. And they reveled in the relief from a shutdown that even President Trump acknowledged was getting Republicans killed politically. Here's the thing. They're right. The Democratic elite are losers and pussies. They're right. And Trump is right Trump acknowledged we're getting killed politically. Remember, I think last week I was telling you, it was like 60% of the American people blamed Trump for the government shutdown. That number was only going to build as he took away SNAP benefits, which he's going to do anyway, regardless of them opening the government. As healthcare and premiums quadrupled, which he's doing anyway, regardless of the government opening. As more and more people see their military family members being sent to a war in fucking Venezuela. All this shit was going to build up, and it was going to give us motion, and it was going to turn the American people against Donald Trump. But no, you fucking bent the knee at the worst possible moment. And part of the reason why is we're finding out that Chuck Schumer was having, not just Chuck and the other 8 traitors were having backroom deals with Donald about opening up the government because they were getting pressured by big airline companies. You remember how Trump was like, everybody knew the airlines were suffering under this because Donald Trump refused to pay air traffic controllers. And air traffic controllers has got to be like the worst job on planet Earth. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Air traffic controllers are like, dude, you're not getting paid and you have the most stressful job on the world, where if you fuck up, fucking like 300 people die. Dead ass, bro. It's literally like, I can't think of a worse job, bro. That's horrifying. If you fuck up, it's not like, oh, sorry, boss. No, it's like, I just killed 300 people. So the airlines have been pressuring people like Chuck Schumer. Let me show you. Where is it? Here, look at this. This is from David Sirota. Airlines' favorite Democrats just voted to end the shutdown. The Senate Democrats who voted to end the shutdown without extending the ACA subsidies took in a third of these airlines' PAC-driven election spending last year. So last year, when these airlines were giving out money from their PACs to these politicians, which I fucking hate and shouldn't be legal, right? The 8 Democrats who voted to open the government, they received over a third of that money. They're bought out by fucking airlines, by like fucking Spirit and shit, by like United and Delta and shit like that. They're literally choosing their fucking donors over the American people. So the president is calling us pussies, the president is calling us losers, and now we've got even shows like The View, which is like liberal, super libbed up shit. The audience in The View was like wearing pantsuits when Hillary was running, and now they're like, unironically fucking out of their seats standing and cheering for Bernie Sanders, calling Chuck Schumer a fucking pussy. I haven't watched this yet. It's like a 6-minute segment. I'm going to increase the speed of it, and I think maybe we'll watch the whole thing if you guys don't mind. Let's see.
So let us tell you what's been going on. The biggest sticking point in the longest U.S. government shutdown has been Democrats demanding that Republicans negotiate to extend health care subsidies that are about to expire. But last night, 8 Senate Democrats threw in the towel by siding with the GOP to advance a vote that could lead to the government reopening. And they tried to explain themselves to their unhappy colleagues. Take a look.
I understand that not all of my Democratic colleagues.
We did see this one. I covered this one right when it fucking happened. Thank you for the $10. Wasn't this similar to how the mustache man became chancellor? They gave it to him after the Nazis started to lose. Also, thank you for everything that you do. Your anger helps me feel valid about mine. The intricacies of Hitler taking over Germany go way further than that. And I could cover that. I actually already have a video. It's called, I think, The Rise of Fascism. You could check it out. It's in a different playlist. I think the Rabbit Hole playlist or the Valentified History playlist.
Are satisfied with this agreement. But waiting another week or another month wouldn't deliver a better outcome.
Yes, it would have. Yes, it would have. Waiting enough. Dude, you were so close to getting them to fucking negotiate because everybody was blaming them. If they wanted to win the midterm elections, they would have had to fucking negotiate.
Agreement tonight.
Oh, and this guy who looks like he fucking blew Santa Claus to completion. His name is Angus. Yo, listen, I'm sorry if your name is Angus, but I'm about to flame at Angus right now. Who the fuck names their kid Angus?
Is a win for the American people. There was zero chance of dealing with the ACA issue as long as the shutdown continued.
Bullshit. You are fucking on your knees cradling Trump's orange fucking balls right now.
Now, I don't know, 50-50?
No, I don't know. Dude, verbiage matters here. This guy doesn't give a fuck about the ACA subsidies. Now, I don't know, 50-50? He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck because he's never going to have to worry about this. Are you kidding me? It's Angus King. This is he's probably got millions of dollars. He's never going to give a fuck. Somebody said, fuck you, my name is Angus. Get fucked.
But there's a lot better chance now than there was this morning.
This was a very, very bad vote. And what the election showed is that the American people want us to stand up to Trumpism.
Hell yes.
To his war against working class people.
You hear that clapping? You hear that clapping, bro? Those are liberal wine moms on The View. Bernie's a socialist, gang. This is the movement happening.
That is what the American people wanted. But tonight, that is not what happened.
So, I mean, you know, 50-50 chance of negotiating health care subsidies. I just remember all of the people who are coming in and hoping that people would vote them in and say, yes, you can be this person, or you can be a judge, or you can be this. And they all said, no, we're not going to mess with anything. No, we're going to leave everything as it was. I have no faith.
Yeah, you guys remember when Trump kept on saying, no, we're not going to touch Medicaid. We're not going to touch Medicare. We promise. Yeah, Trump voter. I know that you have like a very short attention span, but they did promise they wouldn't touch healthcare. They made a lot of promises. He said he was going to end the wars. He didn't do that. Actually started many illegal wars. We're in war with Venezuela. We're going to war with Colombia. We illegally bombed Iran. We threatened to invade Greenland. We threatened to invade Panama. We're threatening to invade Mexico. We threatened to annex Canada. We bombed California. Isn't that fucking crazy? You don't believe me? Look it up.
That they're going to negotiate and come back to the table. And you know, I'm glad that folks, maybe, because again, we have seen, you say this is going to happen, and then it doesn't happen.
Right.
So surprise me and show me that this is really, that people are going to get their money, that people are going to get the money that they are entitled to. It's not a gift.
Right.
They're entitled to this money during when there's a shutdown. You're entitled to that money.
Yeah.
So
There's
this
a
idea
contingency fund for
that they're giving in and giving this as a gift, it's not a gift. No. You know, I don't understand. So is he right that American...
Well, she's right too. She is right. Like, guys, like, don't forget that all of these like SNAP benefits and all of these subsidies, they're paid through our tax dollars. We paid those tax dollars because of what it was being allocated to. And now all of that money is just sitting in the treasury being absorbed by Donald to pay off billionaires. Your money is going to fucking Elon Musk. Your money is going to Peter Thiel, Sam Altman. It's not going to what was promised. It's fucking illegal.
Just wanted Democrats to keep fighting. You know,
it's going to Argentina and Israel.
This would, and you know, people will get rehired, supposedly, federal workers, and reinstate SNAP benefits.
They're not rehiring federal workers. They're only rehiring federal workers that are loyalists to the Fuhrer. And this isn't a theory. He fucking said it himself. He goes, we're going to take good care of our people, but not everyone. That is coded language. That is, if you are loyal, we will pay you. Oh my God.
But a 50-50 chance of extending the subsidies, I don't believe it.
So I've been saying from the outset, I don't think anyone wins in a government shutdown, and I welcome this deal. And let me tell you why. So the fight over extending the Obamacare subsidy.
Shut the fuck up, you plastic-faced bitch.
Is about addressing 22 million Americans who are going to see their healthcare premiums skyrocket. I believe that's important. I'm with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm with Michael.
That's a crazy thing to say out loud.
Waller and a number of Republicans who believe we have to extend those for at least a year. However, in the interim, while the government remains shut down, 42 million people are losing SNAP benefits.
Yes, because the fucking psychopathic president of the United States said, if you don't let me take away their health care, I'm taking away their food stamps. He pitted the hungry versus the sick in a fucked up Hunger Games, bro. That's what he fucking did.
Ahead of the holidays. So to me, we've got to hold out for those 22 million whose premiums are going to...
Oh, yeah, dude, because our president said, hey, I'm a psycho and I'll kill you all. We have to go, you're right, guys, he's a psycho. He's going to kill us all. We just have to do what he does. This is the most pussy shit I've ever fucking seen, dude. You are spineless, gelatinous worm people.
Go up, but deny these people SNAP benefits in the meantime. That math doesn't math for me. I think adults need to get to the table and need to be willing to negotiate. And here's the other
negotiate. Here's the thing. Threatening to starve that many people is so fucked up, and you want us to negotiate? There's an old American adage, bitch. Americans don't negotiate with terrorists. And that's some fucked up terrorist shit right there.
That wasn't mentioned here. Donald Trump has been pushing Leader Thune to nuke the filibuster, which would allow Republicans to reopen the government without needing a single Democratic vote to do so.
Yes, this is part of the reason why Chuck Schumer reopened the government, because Chuck Schumer doesn't want to lose access to the filibuster. And here's the thing, guys. Fuck the filibuster, bro. You know what that means? That means that when Democrats get the fucking power back, we can just bulldoze our shit through. If the filibuster's gone, yeah, it's going to be a little bit scary Boberry in the meantime, but that pendulum is going to swing back. And you know damn well these Republican cocksuckers are going to step foot in the way every single time they can. Unlike the Democrats who do fucking nothing when Trump is the president, the Republicans are going to pull an Obama the next time there's a Democrat in office, if there's ever a fucking election again. And if you got rid of the filibuster, you could just hold up your middle finger and your elbows and steamroll through the fucking Congress, through the fucking Senate.
Leader Thune didn't do that. He actually worked with a number of Democrats to come to this conclusion, which does get them some win, reversing those layoffs, as you mentioned, extending SNAP and WIC benefits through the end of 2026, also ensuring that the military and veterans affairs get paid, and guaranteeing this vote on Obamacare subsidies, which we'll see. But that is a much better deal than what could have happened if it was not reopened. And finally...
That's cope. That's straight up cope. That's bullshit. If they didn't let it reopen, we could have bargained for more. We could have said, not only do we want the ACA subsidies, we want all ICE agents demasked. We want it to be federally illegal for federal agents to hide their identity. Wait a minute. Oh, that's already fucking illegal. How about some level of enforcement to that policy?
Democrats are going to look like losers if they're just attacking each other in this. For some reason, Marjorie Taylor Greene was better at messaging the stakes of the shutdown, it feels like, than a lot of Democrats were.
She's not wrong there. Marjorie Taylor Greene was genuinely better at like advocating for the American people than the majority of Democrat officials.
You have to give people the benefits they are entitled to under SNAP. You have to address the underlying issues of the crisis of healthcare in this country, but get government back working. No one can get anywhere. Flights aren't flying. The holidays are coming.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, you rich bitch. Not everybody has the fucking access to flights, but and on top of that, this is exactly what I was telling you earlier. The Democrat leadership are being pushed by giant airline companies.
This is a welcome decision in my mind.
Okay. Look, let's be clear. The Republicans run the House. The Republicans run the Senate. The Republicans run the White House. The Republicans run the Supreme Court, as far as I'm concerned. This was a choice by Republicans to cut SNAP benefits. This was
Yes. And she's right. They do control the Supreme Court, okay? It is completely packed. The Supreme Court is compromised.
Choice by Republicans to cut ACA subsidies. This was a choice by the Republicans to gut the federal government and federal employment. Democrats had nothing to do with it. I want an opposition party. I think the Democrats caved.
That's why you gotta join the fucking DSA. This is what I'm saying, guys. This is good that this is on The View. These are liberal wine moms who are advocating for an opposition party. They're saying, fuck the Democrat Party. We got a choice for you. It's the DSA. We just won in New York City, the capital of capitalism. Zoran is a socialist. Join the fight.
I think the Democrats let down the American people. And like you, Whoopi, I have absolutely no faith that the Republican Party will come to the negotiating table in good faith.
They won't. There will not be a free and fair vote on ACA subsidies. There will not be a negotiation. You just gave up your power.
You know, you do something like this, shame on you the first time. You do it twice, 3 times, 4 times, shame on me. Shame on the Democrats for even believing that the Republicans will, even vote on it. There's no guarantee in this New Deal that there's going to be a vote. There's no even commitment to have a vote. So the bottom line is the Democrats went into this after a blue wave out of the American people saying, we do want the opposition. We the working people want the Democratic Party to fight for them. And now they just caved and surrendered. I think Chuck Schumer, his days are over. If he cannot keep his caucus together, he needs to go. He needs to be.
I completely
disagree with you. He needs to go.
For this reason, what you...
Shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch. No one gives a shit what you have to say. Okay, so we're seeing some motion going on inside the backroom negotiation that led to the shutdown deal. So remember, November 4th, we had our blue wave across the board, right? Zoran dubbing out. I guess that's a red wave because he's our socialist comrade. But Democrats won fucking everywhere. Virginia, California, New York, New Jersey. You were going fucking crazy, right? Well, the next day, November 5th, the next day, Senate Democrats arrived for their caucus-wide lunch. And a lot of them, like 40 Democrats, saying, why would we cave now? We're winning politically, right? Meanwhile, Shaheen, King, and Hassan, the big three, in the words of one source, felt they needed to make progress on a deal fast. Now, why is that? Because remember, this is the day after November 4th. Democrats were winning high. We were all feeling good. Why would you cave when you have momentum? Well, it's because the voter means nothing to these people. That's not who tells them what to do. Who tells them what to do are their donors. And that, just like I told you earlier, was people like, like billionaires and the airlines, like none of it had to do with the average American demanding extensions to the ACA subsidies because they couldn't give less of a fuck about you. Now this is from David Dayan. Many are calling for Chuck Schumer's resignation. What hasn't been reported until now is that any Senate Democrat can offer a motion to challenge his leadership, and it would have to get a vote within 7 days. Call your senator. Demand it. Demand it. The bottom of the rules in Section 14, which is titled Committee on Conference Rules, referring to an internal committee of senators who set the standards for the Democratic caucus. It states that committee members whose names are not made public will review the rules each Congress, quote, and may recommend changes to the rules as need arises. It also states that individual members of the conference may bring proposed changes in the rules to the Committee on Conference Rules or directly to the conference for its consideration, providing members of the conference with the text of the proposed changes to the conference rules at least 1 week before conference consideration. So this means, down here on the bottom, that any member of the Senate Democratic caucus can bring a challenge to Chuck Schumer's leadership position. Any of them can do it, and none of them are. Get on the phone, call your senator, and demand that Chuck Schumer resigns or is thrown out of his fucking position. He does not represent us, and neither do those 8 cocksuckers who are absolute traitors to the American people. Now, I got this because this is funny. There are people leaving, like staffers are fucking quitting their jobs because they're so embarrassed to work for Chuck Schumer. Look at this email. Hi, everyone. After 7 years of fighting the good fight with the incredible people here in Senator Schumer's office, I want to let you know I'm headed out. Good luck in Schumerland. It's all crumbling. It's all crumbling around him. And the last thing that I want to show you is this. This is on MSNBC. It is some establishment Democrat person, and it's just like The View, saying that they are turning to Bernie Sanders instead of Chuck Schumer. This is what gives us hope.
I'm sorry to say Chuck Schumer should go. I've voted for him many times. I am ideologically quite aligned with where he is as a senator, but he's no longer capable of running this caucus. He's no longer capable of leading the Democratic Party. I am a lifelong, I am an establishment Democrat, and I'm here to say that Bernie Sanders is much more in line with where I and many other Democrats are today.
Wow, it's almost like leftists and socialists were right the entire fucking time since Bernie Sanders originally ran. Interesting.
Than Chuck Schumer is, and if you would have asked me that 5 years ago, I would have laughed at you. So that just to underscore exactly how furious Democrats are today for putting the country through this without having an out.
Exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself. Chuck the Cuck. Fuck Chuck. Chuck the Cuck. Chuck the fuck out of Cuck Chuck. Nice. But yeah, no, Chuck Schumer, resign in disgrace. You're a failure. You're a pathetic, spineless worm. You represent nothing. You represent fucking AIPAC. You piece of shit. I'm Chris Valenti. This has been the Valenti VOD. If you're here live, you stay. We got more news to cover. If you're watching this pre-recorded, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. And do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers.